How does a tiny sweet shop started way back in 1905 grow up to become a global food giant? Well, that's the incredible story of Bikanerwala. Today, we're going to unpack the secret recipe that lets a brand built on tradition not just survive, but totally thrive in today's crazy competitive world. Let's get right into it.
First up, let's just get a sense of the sheer scale we're talking about. 85,000 crore rupees. Yeah, that's the mind-boggling value of India's sweets and snacks market. It's a true battlefield of flavors, where these huge global companies are clashing with local legends, and every single bite counts. The stakes are absolutely immense.
Which brings us to the big question, right? How on earth does a brand that started in 1905, with recipes passed down for generations, even stand a chance in such a crowded, modern marketplace? That's the puzzle we're going to solve today.
And the brand at the heart of it all is, of course, Bikanervala. It started out as this humble little sweet shop in Bikaner, Rajasthan, famous for its traditional namkeens and bhujia. But over the last century, it's just completely transformed from that small shop into a real food conglomerate.
So how big was that transformation? Well, today, Bikanervala is a 3,000 crore rupee company. They've got over 225 outlets, not just in India, but spreading across the globe. And the most incredible part? It's all built on that exact same foundation of authentic, traditional flavors.
So what's their secret? What's the secret sauce? Well, it's a mix of a few things. It really all boils down to one core ingredient: heritage. And for Bikanerwala, this isn't just some marketing buzzword. It's a promise they've been keeping for over 100 years.
You can see it right in their official strategy, the never-ending quest to delight customers. This is what drives them to focus on quality and innovation, but it's always rooted in that deep connection to tradition. It's how they keep delighting customers who have trusted them for generations.
And their business model is actually pretty diverse. Just look at this revenue mix. Almost half of their money comes from their packaged snacks brand, Bikano. The rest is split between their fine dining restaurants and, of course, traditional sweets. This hybrid approach is so smart. It lets them perfectly balance modern convenience with that authentic, traditional experience.
So here's where it gets really clever: how they use this heritage. They position themselves as the keepers of authentic flavors. They totally tap into that feeling of nostalgia, especially during festivals like Diwali and Holi, which are massive sales periods for them. And they offer a super powerful guarantee: 100% vegetarian purity. That's a huge deal for a massive part of the Indian market.
But, heritage alone isn't enough. You have to speak the language of today's customer. And that brings us to their modern marketing mix, how they serve up a traditional recipe for a whole new generation.
Great marketing always starts with knowing your customer. And Bikanervala is laser-focused. They're targeting urban, middle-class families, especially in their stronghold of North India. They directly appeal to India's huge vegetarian population, and this is key. They tap into the nostalgia of Indians living abroad, the NRIs who are just craving a taste of home.
And when they target them is just as important. Festival seasons are absolutely critical, driving a sales jump of like 20 to 25%. They also target those moments of convenience, people just looking for a quick, trusted snack. And more, they're going after health-conscious consumers, looking for reliable vegetarian options.
This brings us to their product strategy, which is really this delicate balancing act. On one side, you've got tradition, their classic, beloved stuff like rasgullas and bhujia. But on the other side, you've got modernity. They're innovating with sugar-free sweets, fusion snacks, and ready-to-eat meals. It's how they honor the past while totally embracing the future.
So how do they get the word out? Through this massive, integrated promotion strategy. And they're backing it with a budget of 100 to 150 crore rupees every year. This isn't just about running a few TV ads or posting on social media. It's a full 360-degree approach, making sure they reach customers everywhere on every single platform.
But look, spending all that money only matters if you can actually stand out. Bikanervala isn't operating in a bubble. They are in a constant battle with some of the biggest names in the game. So how do they carve out their own space when they're facing these titans?
Let's just take a look at the revenue race. The top players are in a really tough fight. You've got the undisputed champion, Haldiram's, pulling in over 8,000 crore. Then you have another rival from Bikaner, Bikaji, at 5,000 crore. Bikanervala is a strong number 3, which is super impressive, but it also shows you the incredible scale of the challenge they're up against.
Okay, so this is where differentiation becomes everything. Against Haldiram's massive global scale, Bikanervala leans into its stronger focus on the restaurant dining experience. Against Bikaji's super aggressive marketing, it doubles down on its heritage and authenticity. And against that huge unorganized sector of local shops, its edge is simple but powerful. Branded hygiene and quality you can trust.
So with a strong foundation and some seriously fierce competition, where does a 100-year-old brand even go from here? Let's take a look at their roadmap for the future.
Their strategic position is kind of a classic story of opportunity versus challenge. Their biggest strength? That incredibly loyal North Indian customer base. Their biggest weakness? A really limited presence in the huge South Indian market. But a massive opportunity is waiting for them in the growing demand for healthy snacks, even as they face the constant threats of crazy competition and rising costs.
So how do they plan to tackle all that? Well, here's their recipe for growth. Step 1, a big push across India, launching South-specific flavors to finally crack that market. Step 2, a digital boost, using AI for more personalization. Step 3, a focus on sustainability to appeal to modern consumers. And Step 4, doubling down on health innovation.
And that leaves us with this one final big question. Bikanervala has built an absolute empire on a recipe of heritage, trust, and quality. But in a country as vast and diverse as India, can that one recipe truly conquer the hearts and the taste buds of an entire nation? I guess only time will tell.